I had $200,000 from my grandmother. The same grandmother you and Veronica convinced me not to visit in her final months because she was too negative. His mouth opened and closed like a fish. Every renovation, every upgrade, every improvement you're so proud of, I paid for it with my money while you took credit. That's impossible. I have the credit card statements which I paid off immediately from my personal account. Jerome has all the bank records. Pierce looked past me to where Jerome stood in the doorway. This is fraud. You can't just actually Pierce, fraud is exactly what you committed. Jerome stepped forward by claiming ownership of property you didn't purchase, by threatening to evict the legal owner, by hiding assets during a marriage. I didn't hide anything. The offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands suggest otherwise. Pierce went pale. How did you know about those? I've known for 2 years. Smiled. I know about a lot of things, Pierce, including Natalia. He stumbled backward. Gwen, I can explain. No need. My lawyer will be in touch about the wrongful eviction lawsuit and the fraud charges and the custody hearing. You can't take Faith from me. Watch me. Pierce's phone rang. He answered it without looking away from me. What? No, I can't come to the office right now. I'm dealing with. His face changed. What do you mean the IRS called? I turned to go back inside. Gwen, wait. We can work this out. I can. No, Pierce. We can't. Paused it. The door. You wanted me gone because you thought I was worthless. Now you get to find out what your life looks like without the woman who built it. I closed the door and locked it. Through the window, I watched him stand there for a long moment before walking back to his car. Feel good? Jerome asked. Just the beginning. 3 days later, I was setting up my laptop in Jerome's guest room when my phone rang. Faith's name flashed on the screen. Her voice was small, shaky. Hey, sweetheart. How are you holding up? Can you come get me, please? I sat up. Frater. What's wrong? Grandma Veronica keeps saying things about you. Horrible things, and Dad just sits there and lets her. What kind of things? Said you're a gold digger who never loved Dad. She said you're trying to steal our house because you're jealous of his success. Faith's voice cracked. She said you abandoned me. My hands clenched into fists. Faith, listened to me. None of that is true. I know, Mom. Well, but she won't stop. She follows me around the house saying it over and over. Dad told her to back off, but then she started crying about how you're going to destroy the family. Where's your father now? He left an hour ago. Said he had to meet with lawyers. Grandma's making dinner and talking to herself about how she always knew you were trouble. I grabbed my keys. Coming to get you. Can't. Dad changed the locks, remember? And he said, if you come to the house, he'll call the police. He can't keep you from seeing me, Faith. I'm your mother. I know, but she lowered her voice. Mom, there's something else. I heard Dad and Natalia fighting last night. My blood went cold. Natalia was at the house. She's been staying in the guest room since you left. But last night they were yelling in Dad's office. Was saying something about how this wasn't the plan, and Dad was telling her to calm down. What plan? I don't know. But she said something about her father being angry, and then she said your name. I pulled into the driveway of a coffee shop near Faith's school. Faith, I need you to listen carefully. Can you get out of the house without Veronica noticing? Maybe she's watching her shows in the living room. There's a Starbucks on Maple Street, 2 blocks from your school. Can you walk there? Think so. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Don't tell anyone where you're going. Okay, Mom. Yeah, I'm scared. I know, baby. But everything's going to be okay. Promise. I hung up and called Jerome. They're using Faith as a weapon, I said. When he answered, what happened? Veronica's emotionally abusing her and Pierce is letting it happen. I pulled out of the parking lot. I'm going to get her. Gwen, be careful. If Pierce calls, police, let him. I'm not leaving my daughter in that house with those people. I found Faith sitting in the corner of the Starbucks, hood up, looking smaller than her 16 years. Jumped up when she saw me. She threw her arms around me. It's okay. You're safe now. I held her tight. Tell me exactly what Veronica said. We sat down and Faith pulled out her phone. I recorded some of it. She played the audio. Veronica's voice came through clearly. Your mother is a manipulative woman who never worked a day in her life, that she's trying to steal everything your father built because she's too lazy to build her own life. She abandoned you, Faith. She chose money over her own daughter. Felt sick. How long has she been saying things like this since the day you left? Dad told her to stop, but she waits until he's not around. Faith wiped her eyes. She said you're going to lose in court because no judge will give custody to an unemployed woman. Faith, I need you to know something. I didn't abandon you. I would never abandon you. I know, Mom. I know you wouldn't. I'm not unemployed. I'm starting my own design consultancy. I already have 3 clients lined up. Her eyes widened. Really? Really? I've been working on it for months. I took her hands. Your father and grandmother want you to think I'm helpless, but I'm not. I'm going to fight for you. What about the house? Dad says you're trying to steal it. I'm not stealing anything. I own that house, Faith. Bought it with money my grandmother left me, Grandma Eleanor. But Dad said, your father has been lying about a lot of things, including the money he's been hiding from our family. Faith stared at me. What money? Money he put in secret accounts. Money that should have been used for your college fund, for our family's future. He's been stealing from us. In a way. My phone buzzed. Pierce was calling. Don't answer it, Faith said. Quickly, why? 'Cause he's tracking your location through my phone. He'll know I'm with. I stared at her. He's tracking you. He installed some app after you left. Says it's for my safety, but she shrugged. Turn off your phone right now. He powered it down. What do we do now? Now we go see Jerome and then we file for emergency custody. Will it work? I looked at my daughter, my smart, brave daughter who'd been living in a house full of lies and manipulation for 3 days. It has to work, Faith, because I'm not letting them poison you against me. Can't, Mom. I see right through them. What do you mean? Grandma Veronica keeps talking about how Dad deserves better, but she doesn't know I heard her on the phone with someone yesterday. She was laughing about how easy it was to convince Dad to leave you. My blood ran cold. What exactly did she say? She said the plan worked perfectly, that you never saw it coming. Jerome's office felt like a war room. Legal documents covered every surface, and Faith sat in the corner chair, still shaken from our escape from Starbucks. Emergency custody hearing is set for tomorrow morning, Jerome said, hanging his phone. Judge Martinez is taking this seriously, especially with the emotional abuse allegations. What about Pierce tracking Faith's phone?
Investment, I whispered to myself, clicking the contact agent button. Maybe Savannah was right, maybe it was time for a plan, not for revenge, I told myself, but for justice, the kind that comes with compound interest. The Richardson merger isn't just about combining assets, I explained, standing before the board of directors. It's about redefining market presence. My laser pointer highlighted key projections on the screen behind me. Remington, sitting at the far end of the conference table, gave me a subtle thumbs up. After countless late nights preparing this presentation, we both knew how crucial this moment was. And you're certain about these numbers? Mr. Richardson himself leaned forward, his weathered face scrutinizing the data. I stake my reputation on them, I replied without hesitation. More importantly, I stake the future of both our companies on them. Lance cleared his throat from his seat beside Mr. Richardson. Quinn has never steered us wrong before. Her track record speaks for itself. The meeting concluded 2 hours later with handshakes and signed preliminary agreements. As the board members filed out, Lance pulled me aside. Outstanding work, he beamed, though I have to ask, why didn't you mention that Promotion opportunity in Hong Kong. This merger's success practically guarantees you the position. My stomach tightened. The international division head role, a career-defining opportunity that happened to coincide with the upcoming family reunion dates. Still considering my options, I said carefully back at my desk. Remington perched on the edge, coffee in hand. Spill it. What's really holding you back? This is everything you've worked for. Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. Trinity's name flashed on the screen. I let it go to voicemail. That's what's holding her back, Savannah announced, appearing with lunch bags. Family drama as usual. I thought we were meeting at the cafe, I said, grateful for the interruption. Changed my mind. Besides, I wanted to see the aftermath of your big presentation. She distributed sandwiches, then fixed me with a knowing look. So Hong Kong news travels fast, I muttered. In this case, good news should travel fast. Remington insisted. You can't seriously be considering passing this up because of them. My phone buzzed again. A text from Trinity moms asking if you got the reunion email. Please respond. Savannah grabbed my phone. Oh hell no. You know what this is? This is them realizing they can't ignore you anymore. The family gossip vine must have caught wind of your success. Give me my phone back. I reached for it, but she held it away. Not until you promised to stop letting them dictate your life choices. I'm not. I started to protest, but Remington cut me off. Quinn, remember last month's charity gala when you commanded that room full of CEOs? That's who you really are, not the invisible middle child they made you feel like. My phone buzzed a third time. Nelson. This time. Hey sis, long time, got a minute to chat? Suddenly everyone wants to talk, I said dryly, because you're becoming impossible to ignore. Savannah grinned. Now about Hong Kong, the timing, I began. Perfect. Remington finished. Show them exactly what they're missing while they're playing happy family at their precious beach house. Lance appeared in my office doorway. Quinn, Mr. Richardson wants to discuss implementation strategies over dinner tonight. I stood straightening my jacket. Text me the details after Lance left. Savannah raised an eyebrow. Look at you, power moves only. It's just dinner, I said, but couldn't help smiling. Just dinner with one of the most influential men in the industry, Remington corrected. While your family probably thinks you're still pushing papers in some entry-level position. My phone lit up with another message. Mom this time. Quinn dear, please call when you can. Important family matters to discuss. Savannah read it over my shoulder and snorted. Important family matters, like how they're running out of excuses to exclude you. I picked up my presentation materials, mind already shifting to the dinner ahead. They can keep their excuses. I've got an empire to build. That's my girl. Remington grinned. Speaking of building things, have you made an offer on the beach house yet? Tomorrow, I said, checking my makeup in my compact mirror. The agent says we're the only serious buyers in this market. Perfect timing. Savannah sang right before they announced this year's reunion details. As I gathered my things for the Richardson dinner, I felt lighter than I had in weeks. My family might have mastered the art of making me feel small, but in this world, my world, I was anything but. Hey, Remington called as I headed out. Don't forget who you are in there. Show them what Quinn Unleashed looks like. I smiled, thinking of the beach house listing waiting in my inbox. Oh, I plan to show everyone exactly who I am. Congratulations, Ms. Brooks, the beach house is yours. The real estate agent slid the keys across her desk, their metal surface gleaming under the fluorescent lights. My hand trembled slightly as I picked them up. These small pieces of metal represented more than just property ownership. They were the keys to my past and, more importantly, my future. I can't believe you actually did it, Savannah whispered beside me, squeezing my arm. The agent smiled professionally. The paperwork will be processed by end of business day. Given the current market conditions, you've made an incredibly shrewd investment. Walking out of the office, I held the keys so tight they left impressions in my palm. My phone buzzed. Lance calling. Tell me you closed the deal, he said without preamble. Just sign the papers. Perfect timing. The Hong Kong position is yours if you want it. Board approved this morning. I stopped walking, causing Savannah to bump into me. Already I thought the decision wasn't until next month. Your performance at the Richardson dinner sealed it. Speaking of which, he specifically requested you lead the merger transition team. Savannah was practically bouncing with excitement, having heard both sides of the conversation. As I hung up, she grabbed my shoulders. Okay, this is literally perfect. You own their precious beach house, and you're about to become an international executive. Please tell me you're going to Milk this for all it's worth. My phone chimed with a text from Trinity family meeting this weekend. About the reunion. Mom insists you come please. Oh, this is too good. Savannah cackled. They have no idea you own their reunion venue. Neither does the agent, I reminded her. I made sure the purchase went through my corporation name. Sneaky. I love it. She linked her arm through mine as we walked to the car. So what's the plan? Before I could answer, Remington called. Lance just told me the news. Both pieces of news. You're going to accept Hong Kong, right? I haven't decided, I said, putting him on speaker as we drove. What's to decide? It's perfect. You can run the merger from Asia, build your international profile, and let your family stew in there. Regret. Speaking of stewing, Savannah chimed in. Quinn just got summoned to a family meeting about the reunion. No way. Remington laughed. Are you going? I turned onto the coastal road heading toward the beach. How's my beach house? Actually, yes, I think it's time for a visit. The familiar drive felt different now. Every curve in the road, every glimpse of ocean between the trees belonged to me in a way it never had before. I parked in front of the sprawling Victorian home, its weathered blue paint and white trim, exactly as I remembered Savannah.
Yes, that's actually going to work in our favor. Surveillance of a minor without the other parent's consent. Not good for his case. Faith looked up from her homework. Can I ask you something? Course. Who's Natalia? Really? Jerome and I exchanged glances. What do you mean? She's not just some random woman, Dad. When they were fighting, she knew things about our family. Things from before I was born. Like what? She mentioned Uncle David's accident, but Uncle David died when I was 3. How would she know about that unless she's been watching our family for years? Finished. Jerome leaned forward. Faith, did you hear anything else about Natalia's father? She kept saying he was going to be furious if the plan didn't work and that she was tired of pretending to care about Dad. Pretending. Felt a chill. Said something like, I can't keep acting like I love him when all I want is to watch that witch burn. Which? Jerome asked. I think she meant Grandma Veronica. I stared at Faith. Are you sure? Pretty sure. She also said something about 20 years being a long time to wait for revenge. Jerome was already reaching for his phone. I'm calling Marcus. We need a private investigator on this. Jerome, I can't afford. Yes, you can. The house equity gives you plenty of collateral for a loan. He dialed Marcus. Jerome, I need a full background check on someone named Natalia. Last name unknown, but she's involved with Pierce Wilkins. Yeah, the divorce case. While Jerome talked, Faith moved closer to me. Mom, there's something else. Found this in Dad's office. She pulled out a folded piece of paper. I was looking for my birth certificate for the custody hearing, and I found this in his filing cabinet. I unfolded it. It was a letter, handwritten in Veronica's careful script, dated 16 years ago. Pierce, I read loud. I know you have doubts about the baby, but you must never let Gwendolyn know. What matters is that Faith believes you're her father. The truth would destroy everything we've built. The room went silent. Faith, I said carefully, where exactly did you find this? In a folder marked Personal V. There were other letters too, but I only took this one. Jerome finished his call and looked at the letter. Jesus Christ. What does it mean? Faith asked. I looked at my daughter. Her dark hair, her green eyes, the way she tilted her head when she was thinking. All Pierce's features, or so I'd always thought. I don't know, sweetheart. But we're going to find out. Jerome's phone rang. Marcus, that was fast. What? Are you sure? He grabbed a pen and started writing. Spell that last name. And the father's name is Raymond. Raymond Black. I felt the blood drain from my face. Raymond Black. You know that name? Jerome asked. Veronica mentioned him once years ago. She said he was someone from her past who tried to ruin her reputation. Jerome was still on the phone. Marcus, I need everything you can find on Raymond Black and his connection to Veronica Wilkins. Yes, going back 20 years. He hung up and turned to us. Natalia's full name is Natalia Black. She's 27 years old, born in Chicago. Father is Raymond Black, a former business partner of Veronica's late husband. Veronica was married before Pierce's father, Faith asked. Apparently so, and according to Marcus' preliminary search, Raymond Black filed a lawsuit against Veronica in 2003 for embezzlement. The case was settled out of court. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. We need to talk. Meet me at the Riverside Diner on Oak Street at 8 p.m. Come alone. And I showed the message to Jerome. Don't go, he said immediately. Have to. As answers. Could be a trap or it could be the break we need. I looked at Faith. Can you stay here with Jerome tonight? Mom, I don't want you to go alone. I'll be fine. I'll keep my phone on and Jerome will know exactly where I am. Jerome sighed. If you're determined to do this, at least let me wire you for sound. Wire me. Voice recorder app on your phone. She admits to anything, we'll have it on record. An hour later I sat in my car, outside the Riverside Diner, watching Natalia through the window. She looked nervous, checking her phone every few seconds. I walked in and slid into the booth across from her. Thank you for coming, she said. Start talking. My father sent me to destroy Veronica. But I never expected to actually like Pierce or to feel guilty about what we're doing to Faith. What exactly are you doing to Faith? Natalia's hands shook as she reached for her coffee. My father has been planning this for 20 years, ever since Veronica stole his business and left him with nothing. And you're his weapon. I was supposed to be. But now she looked up at me. Now I think you and I might want the same thing, which is to watch Veronica burn. Natalia slid a manila envelope across the table. Everything you need to know about Veronica is in here. You didn't touch it. Why would you help me? Because I'm tired of being my father's puppet. And because Veronica destroyed more than just his business. She took a shaky breath. She destroyed my mother too. Your mother, Sarah Black. She worked for Veronica's first husband's company. When my father discovered Veronica was embezzling, my mother was the accountant who helped him gather evidence. What happened to her? Veronica made sure she could never work in accounting again. Spread rumors that she was the one dealing. My mother couldn't find work anywhere in the city. Natalia's voice cracked. She killed herself when I was 7. I stared at her. Sorry. My father raised me on stories about Veronica, how evil she was, how she needed to pay. He spent 20 years planning this revenge. And Pierce was just collateral damage. Pierce was the perfect target. Easily manipulated. Desperate for his mother's approval. She laughed bitterly. It was almost too easy to make him fall for me. I opened the envelope. Bank statements, legal documents, photographs. What am I looking at? Proof that Veronica has been stealing from Pierce for years. She has power of attorney over his accounts, and she's been transferring money to offshore accounts in her name. How much money? Over $300,000. Money that should have gone to Faith's college fund, to your family's savings. Flipped through the documents. How did you get these? Veronica trusts me. Thinks I'm the perfect daughter-in-law. She gave me access to Pierce's home office to help with family finances. Natalia smiled coldly. She has no idea I've been copying everything. What about the Cayman Islands accounts Jerome mentioned? Those are Pierce's. He's been hiding money from you for years, just like his mother taught him. She pulled out another folder. But he doesn't know about Veronica's accounts. She's been stealing from him too. I studied a bank statement dated 3 months ago. This shows a transfer of $50,000 to an account in Veronica's name. Money Pierce thought was going to Faith's college fund. Jesus, there's more. Veronica has been forging Pierce's signature on loan documents. She took out a second mortgage on your house without telling. That's impossible. I would have seen the paperwork. Not if she had it sent to a P.O. box. Natalia handed me a key. Box 247 at the post office on Elm Street. She's been intercepting mail for months. My phone buzzed. Jerome was texting. Everything. Okay. I type back, still talking, getting good intel. I type back, still talking, getting good intel. There's something else, Natalia said. About Faith. My blood went cold. What about Faith? The letter she found about Pierce not being her father. What about it? Not true. Veronica wrote it to mess with Pierce's head, to make him doubt you. She wanted him to think you cheated. But why would she? Because she knew if Pierce ever suspected Faith wasn't his, he'd demand a paternity test. And when it came back positive, he'd realize his mother was lying about everything else too. Felt dizzy. So Faith is Pierce's daughter. But Veronica planted that letter knowing Pierce would find it eventually. She wanted to destroy his trust in you completely. That's sick. That's Veronica. Natalia leaned forward. She's been playing psychological games with your family for years. The constant criticism, the way she undermines you in front of Pierce, the way she turns him against you. It's all calculated. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm done being her weapon and because I want to make a deal with you. What kind of deal? I testify against Veronica and Pierce in court. I give you everything I have on their financial crimes. In exchange, you protect me from my father. Protect you? How? He's going to be furious when he finds out I'm switching sides. He's not a stable man, Gwendolyn. He's been obsessed with revenge for 20 years. What do you want me to do about it? Let me testify under your lawyer's protection. Help me disappear after the trial. Have some money saved. I can start over somewhere else. I looked at the documents spread across the table. This is enough to destroy them both. It's enough to get you everything you want. Full custody of Faith, complete ownership of the house, and criminal charges against both Pierce and Veronica. What about your father? What happens when he realizes his plan failed? Natalia's face went pale. That's what I'm afraid of. He's been waiting 20 years for this moment. If he thinks I betrayed him, he'll come after you. He'll come after all of us. You, me, Faith, anyone he thinks got in his way. I gathered the documents. I need to show these to Jerome. There's one more thing. Natalia reached into her purse and pulled out a small recording device. I've been recording my conversations with Veronica for months. She admits to everything on here. The embezzlement, the psychological manipulation, even her plans to make sure you never see Faith again. She said that. She said she'd rather see Pierce lose custody to the state than let Faith live with you. I took the recorder. When do you want to meet with Jerome? Tomorrow morning before the custody hearing. She stood. Gwendolyn, I know I don't deserve your trust, but I'm trying to do the right thing now. Why should I believe you? 'Cause we both want the same thing. We want Veronica to pay for what she's done. I watched her walk away, then sat in my car for a long time staring at the evidence that would change everything. My phone rang. Jerome. How did it go? We're going to win, I said. We're going to win everything. Next morning, Jerome's office looked like a crime scene investigation. Documents covered every surface, and Natalia sat across from us, looking like she hadn't slept. Before we go to court, Jerome said, I need to understand exactly what we're dealing with. Natalia, tell me about your father, Raymond Black. He's 58, lives in Chicago, and he's been planning this revenge for 20 years. She pulled out her phone. He calls me every day for updates. What kind of updates? How close I am to Pierce. What I've learned about Veronica's finances when the divorce will be final. She showed us her call log. 17 calls yesterday alone. What happens when he finds out you're switching sides? Yes. He'll lose his mind. He's already unstable. Last month, he showed up at my apartment with a gun, ranting about how Veronica needed to pay for what she did to my mother. Jerome leaned forward. He threatened you with a gun. He wasn't threatening me. He was showing me what he planned to do to Veronica if I failed. Jesus Christ. Jerome grabbed his phone. I'm calling. Police. Well, Natalia grabbed his arm. Can't. If he gets arrested now, he'll know I betrayed him. He has friends, people who would come after me. So what do you suggest? Let me testify today. Get Veronica and Pierce convicted. Then I disappear before my father realizes what happened. That's not a long-term solution, I said. It's the only solution I have. Jerome's phone rang. It's the courthouse. We need to be there in an hour. He looked at Natalia. Are you ready for this? As ready as I'll ever be. What about Pierce? Does he know you're testifying against him? He thinks I'm testifying for him. He asked me to lie about how much time I spend with Faith to make it look like I'm already a mother figure. And Veronica, she's convinced I'm going to destroy you in court. She spent an hour last night coaching me on what to say. We gathered our documents and headed to the courthouse. In the parking lot I saw Pierce's car. He was sitting inside talking on his phone. There's my father, Natalia said quietly. I looked where she was pointing. A tall man with graying hair stood near the courthouse steps, watching Pierce's car. He followed you here. He follows me everywhere. He doesn't trust me to finish the job. What job exactly? Destroying Veronica's reputation, getting Pierce arrested for fraud, and making sure you lose custody of Faith. Why would he want me to lose custody? 'Cause he knows it would destroy you. And destroying you would hurt Veronica since she hates you so much. We walked into the courthouse and I felt Raymond's eyes on us the entire time. The custody hearing was brutal. Pierce's lawyer painted me as an unstable woman who'd abandoned her child and was now trying to manipulate the system for money. Then Natalia took the stand. Miss Black, Jerome began. How long have you known Pierce Wilkins? 3 months. And how did you meet? My father sent me to seduce him as part of a revenge plot against his mother. The courtroom erupted. Pierce's lawyer jumped up. Objection. This is completely irrelevant to. Overruled. Judge Martinez said, I want to hear this. Miss Black, please. Explain this revenge plot. My father, Raymond Black, was Veronica's business partner 20 years ago. She embezzled money from their company and framed my mother for the theft. Mother killed herself because of the scandal. I watched Pierce's face go white. So, your relationship with Mr. Wilkins was never genuine. I was instructed to make him fall in love with me, then convince him to divorce his wife and turn against his mother. But something changed. Yes, I realized Veronica was also stealing from Pierce. She's been embezzling from his accounts for years. Jerome handed her the bank statements. Can you identify these documents? These show transfers from Pierce's accounts to offshore accounts controlled by Veronica. Over $300,000. Pierce stood up. That's impossible. My mother would never. Mr. Wilkins, sit down, the judge ordered. Miss Black, do you have recordings of conversations with Mrs. Veronica Wilkins? Yes, Natalia pulled out the recording device. Admits to the embezzlement and to her plans to ensure Faith never lives with her mother. The judge listened to the recording. Veronica's voice filled the courtroom. I don't care what it takes. That woman will never raise my granddaughter. I'd rather see Pierce lose custody to the state. Miss Black, why are you testifying against the people you were supposed to help? Because I'm tired of being used for revenge and because Faith deserves to be with her mother. After the hearing, we waited in the hallway for the judge's decision. Pierce sat alone, staring at the floor. Veronica was nowhere to be seen. Where's your mother? Asked him. Left. Said she couldn't watch me destroy family. Pierce, did you know about the money? He looked up at me with hollow eyes. I thought she was helping me manage my finances. I trusted her. She's been stealing from you for years. I know that now. He stood up. Gwen, I'm sorry. So sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. I know, but I want you to know that I never meant for it to go this far. The bailiff called us back into the courtroom. After reviewing the evidence, Judge Martinez said, I'm awarding full custody of Faith to her mother, Gwendolyn. Furthermore, I'm ordering an investigation into the financial crimes alleged against both Mr. Wilkins and Mrs. Veronica Wilkins. I felt my knees buckle with relief. But as we left the courthouse, I saw Raymond Black standing by his car, staring at Natalia with pure rage in his eyes. He knows, she whispered. Jerome, we need protection. For Natalia. Already on it. I've got a safe house arranged. But Raymond was walking toward us, his hand inside his jacket. Run, Natalia. Run now. Security. Jerome shouted as Raymond approached us. Courthouse guards immediately moved toward him. Raymond stopped, his hand still inside his jacket, eyes locked on. Natalia, you betrayed me. Dad, please. 20 years. 20 years I planned this. And you threw it away for what? For him. He gestured at Pierce, who was backing away slowly. I threw it away. Because it was wrong. Natalia said. Mom wouldn't have wanted this. Don't you dare talk about your mother. Raymond's voice echoed through the courthouse lobby. She died because of that woman. The security guards flanked him. Sir, we need you to remove your hand from your jacket. Where is she? Raymond demanded. Where's Veronica? Sir, last warning. Raymond slowly pulled his hand out, revealing a folded envelope. Came here to give her this 20 years of evidence. Every crime she committed, every life she destroyed. One of the guards took the envelope. You need to leave the premises now. Isn't over, Raymond said, looking at Natalia. You think you can just walk away from this? From me? Yes, I do. Natalia's voice was steady. I'm done being your weapon. You're my daughter. You owe me. I don't owe you anything. You used Mom's death to turn me into someone I'm not. Raymond's face twisted with rage. Just like her. Weak, pathetic. No, Natalia said quietly. I'm finally strong enough to stop you. The guards escorted Raymond out, but I could see him through the windows, pacing in the parking lot, talking on his phone. We need to get out of here, Jerome said. Now. What about Faith? Asked. She's at school. I'll have someone pick her up and bring her to the safe house. Safe house? Natalia's not the only one in danger. If Raymond blames you for ruining his plan, Pierce stepped forward. I'll go with you. No, I said immediately. Gwen, please. I know I screwed up, but Faith is my daughter too. If she's in danger because of your family. Because of your mother. I know that, but let me help fix it. Jerome checked his phone. We have a problem. Veronica's not at the house. What do you mean? I sent someone to serve her with the fraud charges. The house is empty. Looks like she left in a hurry. Where would she go? Natalia spoke up. She has a cabin in the mountains about 2 hours north. She mentioned it once when she was drunk. Why would she go there? Because she knows what's coming. The investigation. The charges, the public humiliation. Natalia looked at the envelope the guard had taken from her father. Because she knows my father has enough evidence to destroy her completely. Jerome's phone rang. It's the school. Faith's not there. My blood went cold. What do you mean she's not there? She was picked up an hour ago by her grandmother. No. I grabbed Jerome's arm. Veronica has Faith. We're calling the police, Jerome said, already dialing. Pierce pulled out his phone. Can track her. I put a GPS app on Faith's phone, remember? He pulled up. App. A red dot showed Faith's location moving north on Highway 9. She's heading toward the mountains, Natalia said. Toward the cabin. Why would Veronica take Faith there? Asked. Because she's desperate, Pierce said. She knows she's going to prison. She probably thinks if she has faith, she can negotiate some kind of deal. Or she's planning to run. Jerome added, take Faith and disappear. She won't. Hurt Faith, Pies said, but his voice was shaky. She loves Faith. She loves controlling Faith, I corrected. There's a difference. The police arrived and took our statements. Detective Morrison, a tired-looking woman in her 50s, listened to everything. So we have a kidnapping, embezzlement, fraud, and a potentially dangerous man with a 20-year grudge, she summarized. This is a mess. Can you find them? Yes. We're tracking the phone signal, but if they're heading into the mountains, we might lose the signal. Know where the cabin is, Natalia said. Can take you there. Absolutely not. Detective Morrison said. You're staying here where it's safe. Faith is in danger. Because of my family's vendetta. Let me help fix this. The answer is no. Pierce. Step forward. What if I go? Veronica trusts me. I might be able to talk her into letting Faith go. She just found out you're being investigated for fraud. I said she doesn't trust you anymore. Then what do we do? Detective Morrison's radio crackled. We've got the location. Cabin on Deer Creek Road. But there's a problem. What kind of problem? Raymond Black is already there. Neighbors reported seeing him break into the cabin about an hour ago before Veronica arrived. Yes, he's waiting for her. Felt sick. Faith is walking into a trap. We're sending a tactical team, Detective Morrison said. But it'll take time to get them up there. How much time? Hours, maybe 3. Faith doesn't have 3 hours. Pierce grabbed my arm. Going up there. Pierce, no. She's my daughter, Gwen. I'm not sitting here. While she's in danger. You'll get yourself killed. Maybe, but I can't live with myself if something happens to her, and I didn't try to stop it. Jerome looked at Detective Morrison. What if we go with him as backup? I can't authorize civilians. You can't stop us either, I said. That's my daughter up there. Detective Morrison. If you're determined to do this, you follow my lead. No heroics, no confrontations. We assess the situation and wait for backup. Agreed. I said. I'm coming. Too. Natalia said. No way. My father is up there with a gun and 20 years of age. You need someone who knows how he thinks. Detective Morrison looked at all of us. This is the worst idea I've ever heard. But you're going to let us do it. Going to try to keep you all alive while we save your daughter. We piled into 2 cars and headed north, racing against time and a madman's revenge. The cabin sat in a clearing surrounded by pine trees, looking deceptively peaceful in the afternoon sun. Veronica's car was parked out front, but there was no sign of Raymond's vehicle. He probably parked somewhere else and hiked in. Detective Morrison whispered, 45:11, into her radio. We're going to approach from the back. Through the trees, I could see movement in the cabin's front window. Faith's silhouette, then Veronica's. They're both alive, Pies said quietly. For now, Natalia added. My father's been planning this confrontation for 20 years. He won't let it end peacefully. We crept closer. Detective Morrison had her gun drawn, and I could hear her. Backup units coordinating over the radio. Still 40 minutes out. There, Jerome pointed to a side window. Can see Raymond. He's sitting in a chair facing the door. He's waiting for them to try to leave, Natalia said. Classic ambush position. Can you hear what they're saying? We moved closer to the window. Veronica's voice carried clearly. Faith, sweetheart, we're going to take a little trip. Just you and Grandma. I want to go home, Faith said. I want my mom. Your mother doesn't want you anymore. Is too busy with her new life to care about you. That's not true. Course it's true. Why do you think she let that awful woman testify against your father? She's trying to destroy our family. From inside Raymond's voice. Still lying to children, I see. I heard Veronica gasp. Who's there? How did you Get in. The same way I got into your office 20 years ago. The same way I got into your bank accounts. The same way I got into your son's life. You're Raymond Black. Very good. Wasn't sure you'd remember me. What do you want? Justice for my wife, for my daughter, for everyone you've destroyed. Faith's voice scared. Grandma, who is this man? Nobody, sweetheart. Just a confused old man. The father of the woman your grandmother sent to seduce your father, Raymond said. The woman who's been recording every conversation, documenting every crime. Natalia works for you. Veronica's voice was shaking. Work, past tense. She's developed a conscience, unfortunately. Detective Morrison motioned for us to stay back, but I could see Pierce tensing, ready to rush in. What do you want from me? Veronica asked. I want you to admit what you did to my wife, to your son, to that woman you've been tormenting for 15 years. Don't know what you're talking about. Sarah Black, my wife, your accountant, the woman who discovered you were embezzling from your husband's company. That was 20 years ago. And you destroyed her life, made sure she could never work again, drove her to suicide. That wasn't my fault, wasn't it? You spread rumors that she was the thief. You had her blacklisted from every accounting firm in the city. Faith's voice. Grandma, is this true? Course not, sweetheart. This man is delusional. Then explain these. I heard papers rustling, bank records forged. Signatures, evidence of every crime you've committed. You can't prove anything. Don't have to. Your son's wife already has. The FBI is probably searching your house right now. Through the window, I saw Veronica sink into a This is all Gwendolyn's fault. She turned Pierce against me. Well, Raymond said, you did that yourself, just like you turned my daughter against me. Where is Natalia? Probably in witness protection by now. Smart girl, smarter than I gave her credit for. Used your own daughter for revenge. The same way you used your son. The same way you're using that child right now. Faith spoke up. I'm not a child. I'm 16 and I know what you've been doing. Grandma, Faith, you don't understand. I understand that you've been lying. About Mom. I understand that you stole Dad's money. I understand that you've been manipulating everyone. I was protecting our family. You were destroying it. Detective Morrison's radio crackled. Units in position, ready to move on your signal. But before she could respond, we heard Faith's voice again. Mr. Black, you don't have to do. My mom won't let Grandma hurt anyone else. Your mother can't stop her. The system can't stop her. She's been getting away with this for 20 years. But if you hurt her, you'll go to prison. And then who wins? There was a long silence. Your daughter would be proud of you for stopping, Faith continued. For choosing to be better than the people who hurt you. You don't know anything about my daughter. I know she chose to do the right thing even when it was hard, even when it meant going against you. Another silence. Then you're very wise for 16. I learned from my mom. She taught me that revenge doesn't fix anything, just creates more pain. Your grandmother deserves to pay for what she's done. She will, but not like this. I heard a chair scraping then. Raymond's voice. You're right. Sarah would want me to be better than this. She would, but I can't let Veronica walk away from this. She won't. My mom made sure of that. Detective Morrison gave the signal. The tactical team moved in through the front door while we approached from the back. FBI, nobody move. Through the chaos I saw Faith run toward the back door. I caught her in my arms as she burst outside. Mom, you came for me. Course I came for you. I'll always come for you. Pierce was right. Behind us. Faith, are you okay? Did they hurt you? I'm fine, Dad, but Grandma's not well. She really believes the things she's been saying. Inside we could hear Veronica being read her rights. Raymond didn't resist when they handcuffed him. What happens now? Faith asked. Now we go home, I said. To our real home, the one we're going to build together. What about Dad? I looked at Pierce. Your father has some things to work through, but he'll always be your father. And Natalia. Natalia gets a chance to start over just like all of us. As we walked back to the cars, Faith took my hand. Mom, I'm sorry I doubted you. You didn't doubt me when it mattered most. I love you too, sweetheart, more than you'll ever know. Behind us, the cabin that had held so much pain and secrets was finally empty. The truth had won, just like I'd always believed it. Justice isn't always about revenge. Sometimes it's about building something better from the ashes of what was broken. And that's exactly what we were going to.